With that being the case, that's the serious stuff in regards to college and pros, and definitely want to address those. The last thing I wanted to mention, and somewhat serious, we were going to bring it up during our chill stream the other day, but we were chilling, so we didn't want to really dive into it. But something that's been going on recently, as there are talks in California about potentially banning youth tackle football for kids under the age of 12. It's been a kind of a debated topic amongst folks out here, and I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. You think tackle football should be banned for kids under 12, or that it actually is an important game that they can be playing?
I see both sides of it, but I will take a definitive side and say no. I don't think it should be banned. I think the importance of teaching the youth the fundamentals like at this age is really important. Like we talked about the tackling and the high hits in the league and how they've gotten rid of targeting and that kind of thing. It's really important that kids like learn how to hit with their head up and the right technique, so that they're building good habits at a young age. Because you're not gonna, kids are still gonna want to play football. So banning it when they're not learning how to play tackle football until age 13, like it's already kind of putting you behind the eight ball in terms of technique and fundamentals there. And I think that becomes a health and safety concern for the young players. So I think it's a bit of a drastic overreach for the state of California to do that. I don't know if other states are also like looking into this, and that's why this is like being pushed now in California. But it feels like a bit of an overstep, because you're not getting rid of football entirely. So kids are still going to play football. We want to get them to learn how to play football the right way early.
Yeah. I agree with that as well. Just wanting to, as you said, establish good habits early on. I think this is crucial in that establishing guys and understanding the feel of the game early on can prevent kids from getting on the field when they're later. If you start in high school and you start in pads for the first time, and all of a sudden you're thrown into the fire, it's a little bit of a different game when you don't really know what's all going on around you, and being able to establish that comfort on the field early is, I think, is very valuable. I know folks are worried about all the injuries and things, but this young age is meant to teach these kids how to avoid that early on, and I definitely think it should stick around. The camaraderie also that goes along with it, as much as you can find it in other places. Football is a thing that many people resort to, and it's a great outlet for a lot of folks. And being in those pads alongside your friends and things definitely goes a long way. So I co-sign what you say and definitely stamp that. Yes, we know that we should not ban youth football for kids under 12, and that just continue to emphasize good coaching and making sure that that's a priority for these kids when they're in there. Less focus on the business, because I know especially right now, there's a lot of folks focused on how you can transition these kids into the leagues and all this. It's like, yes, that could be a thing, but the main thing right now for kids at that age is just be knowing what they're doing when they're in the past to begin with, and also just allowing them to have fun for that time. And then once you get serious, once you get past 13, 14, you start looking at high schools and colleges and all of that, then y'all can really start getting into the business of it. But at that age, let the kids learn what's what, let the kids run around and have fun, let them understand the importance of strapping up the chin strap the right way and all that kind of stuff. And I think that message is very important. So hopefully they don't fully go forward with that. We'll keep an eye on it as things go along. And that's definitely something that caught my eye that I wanted to bring to our attention before we got out of here. So,
I think on the so on the other side of it, I would say I understand like the concern, I guess, with the injuries and especially the head injuries for young children and how that could affect them going forward. But I think banning is too drastic of a step, because parents should know the risk, and if they don't know, will be informed of the risk of potentially a serious injury in terms of tackle football. But it should be like up to the parents to decide whether or not they would want their child to take that risk. But basically, like, you should know what you're signing up for. So they should be informed and all of that, but it shouldn't be like, I guess, the state's decision to decide whether or not you put your child in harm's way, quote unquote.
The parents know what they're signing up for. Well, first the kids should show some interest.
Exactly.
Then the parents should know what they're signing up for. the parents should then make sure that they are putting them kids on a team that has the coaches that really care about their safety and are going to train them the right way. And then also on the other side of it, how am I trying to say this? It shouldn't be frowned upon. I'll explain. It shouldn't be frowned upon to quit. And I'll just in the sense of if the kid gets out there and it shows he's not for him, and he's in the pads and it's all that's not working, you know what? Go get the flag right now. It's okay. Running around, whatever. I think there are times also where it feels like once someone gets tied into something, they have to stick around with it. And there are, of course, on a grander scale, wanting to make sure you follow through your obligations and all that. That's a whole nother whatever.
Yeah, but that's different. Yeah, because it can be dangerous if you're not in it. And
but these kids, if they're in it and committed and are willing to learn and all of that, stay in it, learn, and go forward and all of that. But if a kid's in it, tries it, Dad, I don't want to do this. All right, go ahead and take that off. We ain't gonna waste too much time. Let's go ahead and get this baseball bat or something else. Which all these other options that are out there, and there are other ways to still get that team that you may be searching for. So there's a couple angles to it, and hopefully folks move accordingly as things go along. And again, just hopefully they don't fully ban it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I will say I don't know what age the football starts in terms of Pee Wee and Pop Warner, but I will say like there probably is an age cutoff where I would say it's like too much for young kids to be playing football. Like I don't necessarily love seeing when there's like the 5-year-olds where they're basically weighed down by their helmet because their head's bigger than their body at this point. Like that feels like dangerous and unnecessary at that point. But like, I don't know, maybe like 9-10 years old is kind of like where you'd start things off. But
here's a funny story. I started out playing football myself, and when I was playing football, there was one time where I was when you're playing flag football, it's like 7-on, or back then it was like 7-on-7 or whatever. You play both sides of the ball. You can just running around, learning what's what. To our jokes here, ironically, I was playing for the Patriots, was the name of my squad. That may be why I hate them now, but whatever. But there was one time when I was on defense and I got set up as the safety, I believe it was, and there was one play where the kid was going to the sideline and he was just go and grab the flag, but for whatever reason, I went and like full tackle this kid, and my dad got hyped and whatever, and from there that led to me playing tackle football. So sometimes kids show that some put the pads on and you start to do that, but if they ready to bump heads, you gotta kind of let them do their thing and then start training in the right way. So there's ways to maneuver in it and to figure it out so that it can be handled accordingly and kids aren't out there mess themselves up on either side of the ball. So that came to mind just now.
Yeah, and then like to the point, like you talked about your personal story, my personal side, I wanted to play football in high school, but my parents didn't let me because like they were concerned about head injuries and that kind of thing. Like I played basketball and track, but I so badly wanted to play because a lot of my friends were playing football and everything, and I really wanted to play, but they didn't let me. So like it should be, I think, up to the parents' discretion because not every parent wants their kid to open themselves up to that. But some kids like are really passionate about it and can have the ability to maybe play at the college level and open up opportunities for themselves and that kind of thing. So I think taking it away at 12 and under is a little bit too much of a state overreach because we want to have them build good habits if they do want to play football at that age.
For sure. So again, just hope they don't fully go forward with that. Hope on the result that folks continue to move accordingly with these sports and things. Don't allow the business to get play its part too much, and first focus on the kids and their safety and entertainment early on, and then go from there. So we're going to keep an eye on it for more conversations like this, as we mentioned before. Follow us on LA Sports Report. A lot of great stuff going to be going on there, and that was the last thing I wanted to mention in that regard. So.